Welcome to Florida Mint on Florida Man with Greg, Wayne, Josh, and Cameron, the podcast where Floridians discuss the crazy but true stories that always seem to take place in Florida. We're back in the studio this week.
Back in the studio.
Back in black.
Last week was an adventure, but we are back home where it's safe.
A great
Reached
adventure.
new heights.
That was a lot of
last
fun.
Week.
It was a ton of fun. Being on the first floor again, how do you guys feel?
Feel safer, for sure.
Yeah, heavier though.
Yeah, same.
I can
But-
breathe better. I mean, the oxygen's less
That's right. I've always said that.
less thin.
Right.
Yep.
But I think it's time. I want to be hooked.
Oh, I definitely want to be hooked on
Yeah, and I'm-
Cameron's beef jerky.
That's right.
Well, it's not done yet.
When we got here tonight, Cameron had the stove propped open with the V8 can.
Yep.
And I says to him, to Cameron,
I says,
I says, what do you got a can shoved down in your old stove?
yeah.
And he said,
that's
what it's
what
called.
That's what the kids are saying these days.
I'm making beef jerky. And he was.
But the weird thing is,
Delicious.
while we were walking in the front door, he almost complained that we were taking too long, that the door was open, and we were letting the AC out while he's heating the house with the oven.
But
Well, I mean, that.
True.
It can't have both. If you
guess
got the
not.
oven open,
Yeah.
you can't also have
You
the
don't want
door
to create
open.
a vacuum.
No.
so if you want some of Cameron's jerky, just reach out to us on social media.
Cameron'sJerky.com.
Yep.
Yeah, God, now we got to check that one.
Jesus.
Probably buy it.
Cam's jerk.
Yeah, we're going to be broke by the time the show's done.
That's true.
We are broke. I mean,
Yeah, but I'm ready to be hooked on headlines.
I'm ready to be hooked on headlines.
Let's do it. Florida inmates
Yeah.
Yep.
break sewer pipes at jail.
Okay. What were they doing?
With the powerful poos.
That is
Oh.
a great question.
So when you said it, I imagined them jumping up and down on the pipes. I think it's
like a game at the playground.
right. I think it's alluding to the fact they were pooping really hard.
Sort of.
Okay.
Okay,
poops.
so what they were doing is they were purposely clogging the toilets with sheets, whole rolls of toilet paper, and other objects. And they would flush them at the same exact time.
What? I would love to see
That's
that
amazing.
orchestrated.
So,
What do you think the signal was?
I don't know.
I don't feel so good.
My tum-tum hurt.
Yeah.
All right, so here's where it gets even better.
Okay.
The reason that they were trying to clog the toilets was
Protest.
they figured out, this is a quote, the inmates about 8 to 10 months ago figured out that if they stop up the system, they can communicate with each other through the pipes of the toilets.
what?
My gosh.
So basically what they would do is clog up the toilets
Okay.
and the sewer pipes wouldn't have any water in them at that point.
Okay.
And then the guys were able to talk to the women on the floors above
oh
them.
my
they
gosh.
talk to the women.
Yes.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
So they purposely would clog the toilets so that there was no water in the actual sewage
Right,
pipes.
right.
And they could communicate with people above them.
And people say chivalry's dead.
I know.
Yeah.
When's the last time you clogged your toilet to talk to your wife?
I don't. My wife is going to expect it at this point.
I clog it
know.
involuntarily once a week.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened though on this night?
Oh no.
Because this has been happening, like I said, 8 to 10 months. They figured it out.
Yeah.
What's
On
the
this
trial
night,
and error? with
Yeah.
that?
They actually broke the sewer pipes,
Oof.
flooding sewage through the whole west side of the jail on the second, first, and lower levels.
Oof.
Wow.
That's going to ruin date night.
Definitely.
So about 800 inmates had to be moved to different cells because of this.
Oh
Okay,
my
because
gosh.
they're poo PJs.
Well, I will say this. It's kind of reminiscent of the, when you have a house across from somebody else and you have the tin cans, the old-fashioned.
Okay. Yep.
You put one to your ear and you talk into it or whatnot. People can hear
On
you.
a string.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So this is what they've done, but with the poopy
Yeah,
pipes.
poop string.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
you think the guards set it up where they're like, okay, you keep trying, we're going to get you.
Yeah. I
And
guess
they,
so.
They set like a weak point up, and then boom, cast iron pipe broke, and everybody was covered.
kind of set them up.
Yeah.
The inmate's family apparently complained because when they came, people would try to come visit, on normal visiting hours.
Sure.
Well, they couldn't get to them because of the poop and sewage.
everywhere.
Oh yeah, the poop river.
So they
Right.
complained to the prison, of course, not about the actual inmates that caused it. The crazy thing is that when the plumbing expert came out, he said that sewage pipes without water in it
Yep.
just backs up methane gas and can be deadly.
Oh my goodness!
So-
So they were building a bomb by
Suicide
accident.
Yeah,
pact.
pretty much.
Yeah, it was a suicide pact. If we can't talk to our women,
We're out of here.
Yeah, we're out.
yeah.
Poop explosion.
Crazy.
Yeah, I love that, and I find myself
Whoa,
siding
okay.
with criminals quite often on this podcast. But I, once again, I'm going to side with them. That's super.
It's how do you figure that out?
Really
though?
clever.
I
Like-
mean, who was actually naturally clogging up the toilets and then figured out, are there women upstairs?
You know, it's just
Some
one
ladies
guy.
up
Right.
there?
One guy clogged his toilet.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there humming a jam, and then
Yeah.
he hears hello, and he's like, "Who? What? I haven't heard a woman's voice."
He
Hello?
thinks it's a ghost
That's
at
a
first.
beautiful song you're singing.
Right.
Do it in a women's voice, and Greg will add some effects.
There it is.
I like that song you're singing.
Whoa. I feel seduced.
Yeah.
Amen.
I'm just saying, if you were
Amen,
upstairs
brother.
and I was downstairs,
Oh yeah.
I would clog the toilet to talk to you.
All right. That's all I need to hear. Buttered my crackers, baby.
That's a good headline.
Yeah, it's a great headline. I got one more for us.
Okay, let's do
Okay.
it.
Florida man
Yes.
arrested after his surveillance cameras recorded him dealing drugs.
Oh,
Oh, I didn't think about that. I've got security cameras.
yeah. You got to turn them off before you do the bad stuff.
Okay. Woof. Well,
So-
I'm doing bad stuff pretty much.
The surveillance cameras were meant to help the man feel safe in his home.
Naturally, that's
Right.
kind of why.
What ended up happening, though, was the police had gotten some kind of tip off that the man was selling drugs out of his house.
A b-ball game?
Yep.
And they went, I guess they did like a sting, send in people to buy drugs. They got
Oh,
enough
yeah.
evidence saying that, they could get a search warrant.
Wow.
And then when they did the search warrant, they realized that there are 6 surveillance cameras,
Okay.
one of which was pointed at the shed, which I guess is where he was dealing out of.
The shed's where you usually do
His
like the
secret
laundry.
stash.
Right.
And so they have enough evidence. Obviously, they have enough evidence to arrest him, but they have evidence to arrest everybody that has bought from him.
What a terrible
Wow.
reputation you're going to have as a drug dealer after that.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to do
You're an
that.
accidental rat. Like you didn't even mean to do it, and now you're on.
Yeah, you got a bad reputation.
Right.
Old
Going
Juan
to jail.
Cabral. He's in jail now.
Oh.
He was selling crack cocaine and hydromorphone.
Oh,
What
that's
is
the
that?
good stuff.
I don't know.
Hydromorphone.
I'm not even going to side with this
That's just
guy.
a water phone. Water
Yeah,
telephone.
yeah,
That's
water
all it
phone.
is.
Yeah.
Now,
Some
I,
kind of pain drug.
I would
pain
assume
medication.
if you are a drug dealer that you are just naturally paranoid, which is probably why he had the cameras to begin with.
Yeah.
And then it just came back and got him.
Yeah, he
Wow.
doesn't want somebody to get his secret stash in the shed.
Hmm. That's where my grandfather used to do his laundry.
Yeah.
And then he would
the
be
shed?
like, yeah, that's where his washer and dryer was.
Uh-huh.
I remember one time he's like, will you wash my car? And I'm like, okay. So he got me a bucket with soap and a rag. So I'm washing his car. And this big old white rag starts unfolding. And it's just big size 54 undies.
Oh,
And I'm like,
54.
okay. They were big back then.
they made people bigger back then.
Yeah,
Oh,
BVDs.
wait a minute. Were those made in the 50s?
The 50s, man.
50s.
54.
Whoa.
What a time to be alive. Big undies,
Yeah.
big women.
Love it. Love it.
The
Big
good old
undies
days.
for big women. You
Amen.
know what I'm saying?
And for washing cars.
And for washing cars. Well, I feel hooked on those headlines.
Oh, I'm hooked.
The problem is I don't feel like we've broken the ice yet.
Okay, I think I can help here. I got a letter.
Okay.
This letter said, "Hey guys, you think you're so smart?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we are.
I've got 2 categories: medical,
Okay.
and nostalgic
This is going to be fun.
VCR trivia."
I love it.
Nostalgic VCR.
I love it.
Yeah, they're really creative. So you pick your category.
Okay.
I'll ask you the question. They didn't put the answers in a separate email, so I've already seen all the answers.
So you can't participate.
No,
Okay, so Cameron and I,
but I already
This is
knew
us.
all of them.
because I'm a
Instantly.
gentleman, I'm going to let him pick first.
Okay,
You're
what
going down.
category? It was medical terminology or nostalgic VCR trivia.
I'm going to go medical terms.
Wow.
All right,
Take it.
let's see if I can read this. Where would you find the sigmoid flexure?
Yeah, the sigmoid flexure. I remember this from
Okay.
Can't even save it right.
my college days.
Oh wow, FSU taught you everything.
Yeah,
huh?
they did. They did. while I was singing. They're like, you know what the sigmoid flexion is?
Wow.
Where is it, smart boy?
Yeah. Do
it's-
you use it while you sing?
Yeah, absolutely. It's in your throat.
Okay. I mean, maybe I pronounced it wrong because this one's in your colon.
Oh,
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 Now-
that must be a different one.
some people do use that when they're singing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just to clarify.
Just a pucker.
yeah, just for all you
I mean,
butt
if you're
singers
going
out
for
there.
a high note,
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
you don't want to exit air on both ends.
You
So
gotta squeeze that
Sigmoid
the sigmoid
flexure.
flexure.
So he's wrong on that.
I mean,
I don't see how that's
I
true.
can't verify. I don't know the body.
Okay, you're right.
But
So-
if he's saying there are two, one at the top and one at the bottom, he could be right.
I mean, they have to be connected.
I got a feeling I'm not going to be given the same leeway on my quiz.
Okay. Do you want medical terminology? Well, we'll go category. So you're still in medical terminology.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Where would you find the peroneus longus?
Easy.
Mm-hmm.
It is in your armpit, actually.
Okay, that's
that's-
possible. I
it's
mean, this
possible.
this one's in the thigh.
Yeah,
Right.
And I
That's
think
what I
that's
would have said.
But
obvious.
now, hold on. But people know how low my armpits hang.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
So,
well,
Yeah.
we know how high you got to put deodorant on.
right. So I deodorize from my kneecap all the way up the right side of my body
I guess he's in.
onto my shoulders. So
Yeah.
I get that right.
I give him a little credit for that.
Okay,
Thank
he,
you.
He finds a way.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're on to nostalgic VHS trivia.
I thought it was
Take it, Cameron.
VCR.
Yeah, VCR. What was the top selling? Yeah, feel free to buzz in. What was the top selling VHS?
Oh, jeez.
Cam-
Titanic.
No.
Part 1 and 2. Remember back when they had,
Because they had
two VHSs?
Yeah, I remember that.
That's wrong.
Don't jump ahead.
All right.
Oh,
What's your guess?
my guess is the Ten Commandments.
It's think of a mixture between those two.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Home Alone.
The Lion King. 32 million.
No way.
Oh yeah,
32 million VHS.
yeah. I mean, I would
That's
like
a lot.
5
That's insane.
because it's the Lion King.
I'm pretty sure everybody had Lion King on VHS.
Oh,
Now that
yeah.
you say that.
Yeah, it's true.
And it's one of those weird things that people don't. I don't know why it's a thing. Like people don't want to throw away Disney VHS movies.
No, because they're
No.
going to be collectibles. They only made millions of
Yeah.
them.
People who are collecting stuff, that's what they say about whatever it is they're collecting.
That's true.
Absolutely.
Beanie
It's,
Babies.
it's going to
Yeah.
be worth it
Yeah.
someday.
Dirt in the corners of my house.
Yeah.
I'm collecting that dirt.
Exactly.
I like the Disney VHS because they don't fit on a shelf.
That's
nicely.
right. They hang
They're
off.
really inconvenient.
And they keep falling. So wait a minute. Who got that right then?
Greg.
Greg got it right.
Yeah, he
well
held
done,
up,
Greg. You
He held
turd.
up a sign that said the obvious Ten Commandment Titanic mix.
mixture.
Lion King.
About if you unreeled a reel of VHS, about how many feet would it be,
I'm gonna say.
Cameron?
Okay, Cameron, go for it.
35 feet.
Uh-huh.
No, that's wrong.
Okay, that could be pretty close. You could go with 0
Is it like
if he went over.
is it like Price is Right rules where I can say
Definitely.
one?
Can't go with 0. It's
Okay.
obviously not 0.
Okay, I got an answer. $1.
$1. Okay.
Somehow he's still wrong.
It asks. It says put it in a feet.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Honestly, real answer: 47 feet.
47 feet.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all are both pretty close. 1,410 feet.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, y'all were close.
yeah, I feel close.
Wayne
But I was closer.
was closer.
I was closer.
Oh, what?
So I win the whole quiz.
Well, two more questions.
Okay, that's fine.
Name 3 double VHS movies.
Titanic.
No, shut up. I buzzed.
I said it though.
You got each of you have to name 3.
Okay, Braveheart.
I don't know.
Jesus. How do we know if it's right?
Braveheart can't be. It can't be a special features on the second disc. on the
Braveheart was
second-
3.5 hours long. It has to
Okay.
be VHS.
Okay, Titanic. Part 2.
There wasn't a part 2. The scene.
No, the boat sank, bro.
Yeah.
What's
Oh.
the part 2?
Them.
My trip on the door,
yeah.
and then the door sinking.
Okay.
My 72
let's,
hours
Let's answer
floating.
it together. Titanic.
Uh-huh.
I think I know. I know.
let's say
for a
Braveheart.
fact Braveheart was one.
Okay, I'll
Okay.
let the audience chime in.
Oh, Gone with the Wind.
Perfect. Perfect.
You can't piggyback on his. We need an original answer from you.
I said Titanic, Gone with the Wind.
Yep.
I say Braveheart. 10 Commandments.
Why do you keep saying 10 Commandments?
It was like 8 hours long, man.
Did you learn anything?
No.
I can't Google that fast.
Okay, so we'll have people, listeners,
Back and to
Right
the
in.
left. Back
FMOFM.com.
and to the left.
What's that?
Back and to the left.
What does that mean?
Back to the Future.
No.
Back and to the left.
Back and to the left.
I don't know what that means. You keep saying it. I don't know what it means.
Texas town. Book
The Alamo.
depository.
What?
Book depository.
Library.
Gun. President. Back and to the left.
JFK.
Kevin Costner. Yes.
Yeah, that was a double feature?
Yes, it was.
Really?
Never saw it.
And Godfather.
Well, I think we should
Oh, yeah.
we need to have people write
That
in.
makes sense.
Their favorites.
Yeah, write in your favorite double feature VHS or your favorite VHS.
Yeah, okay.
If you were around for VHSs, what was your favorite one? You picked it up.
If you're not around, stop listening.
Yeah, don't even write
We're going
in.
for a key demographic.
This show's not for you. We're looking for
VHS listeners.
VHS listeners,
Laserdisc listeners.
specifically double features.
Laserdisc. Well, the most inconvenient
That was
method of
such a
watching
big CD.
anything.
Guys, I feel significantly broken.
Oh, I'm broken up.
That was a good quiz. I'm going to go ahead and give Cameron a round of applause
Thank you.
because I think he won.
Will you play
And,
the round of applause loop?
Well, Greg is going to play it the whole episode because he got one answer right. Look at him back there grinning. Stupid face.
Gloating.
So I've got a story. It's about a Florida man.
Perfect.
Love
So,
it.
Spoilers. And when I say his name, I don't want you guys to freak out or anything because he's a pretty big deal.
Titanic.
Oh, Ten Commandments. Had to be.
You're both wrong. Lion King.
Simba.
Napoleon Bonaparte Broward.
Okay. That's rings a couple bells.
Napoleon.
None of them which are Florida.
No.
I'm thinking French. I'm thinking short.
No, doesn't ring a bell to me.
Napoleon Bonaparte Broward was born April 19th, 1857.
Okay.
Oh, 1857. I got this.
1857. Go for it.
172.
Yep. Both of his parents were American, but on his father's side, he had a very deeply rooted French ancestry.
Prove it. Let me see that birth certificate.
I think the name Napoleon Bonaparte is what his dad was going
Oh,
for.
Bonaparte does sound familiar.
Right.
At Thanksgiving, you get the wishbone, and your brother goes,
Yeah.
pull that Bonaparte.
That's it.
Yeah.
Josh knows.
That's where you got the name from.
Yeah.
So Napoleon's
the Witch
family,
Bonaparte.
they owned farmland all along the St. Johns River in Jacksonville, Florida.
Heard that.
And Napoleon spent his youth there, growing up on the farm and then working the lands kind of along the St. Johns.
Okay.
And when I say they own the land all up and down the St. Johns River, I mean literally the majority of the land all up and down.
St. John's goes all the way down to Okeechobee, I think.
I mean the portion of it in Jacksonville.
Oh, okay.
How far is that distance for our international?
So across Jacksonville, you're looking at like a 30-minute drive in a car.
Okay.
Back in
So-
1857.
So back then, that's a lot of farmland, baby. But tragedy struck.
Oh,
during,
gosh, how did we
you
guess?
know what's
Waterways,
coming.
No.
kids.
You know what's coming.
There's a river involved.
Yes.
During the Civil War, the town was occupied by Union troops.
Okay.
And so, in order to, I guess, bolster their odds, they torched the entire bit of their farmland. I'm not sure what the
Okay, that
what
helps.
the thought process was, but the entire Broward family farm was burnt down by Union troops.
So that's how you get more people on your side?
I don't think they were trying to convert. I think it was purely like strategic.
They can't have our food type thing.
I think so.
Oof.
So Napoleon and his family, they had a really difficult time recovering from this, and they were able to start the farm over, but it was like a fraction of the size from what it used to be.
Well, I mean, he was a little man, so
So
Whoa,
at least they had
That's
food.
rumor.
But just like a Disney movie, shortly after that, after rebuilding the farm, both of Napoleon's parents got sick and died.
Okay.
well,
You know, he teased it, and I was like, I totally forgot.
Yeah.
And then boom,
he,
he hits
he won't have any issues probably.
You let your guard down.
Monsanto. It's probably Monsanto.
Isn't it funny, though, how in Disney movies the parents always have to go?
Yeah,
like
he'll
a-
probably be super normal.
Well, the kids got to be free.
It's like a character building exercise.
Yeah.
But
That's what's wrong with me.
Thanks,
My parents
Pixar.
didn't go.
Well, Napoleon and his brother attempted to maintain the farm, but they just couldn't do it. So after a few years, they gave up and they moved into the city with their uncle.
At least they gave it a couple years.
They gave it a go. Their uncle was a steamboat captain,
Okay.
and he operated steamboats all up and down the St. Johns River. So this kind of became an obsession for Napoleon.
A steamboat like the big old paddle on the back? Doot, doot. Yeah, I know what a doot doot sounds
he knows what
like.
Yeah.
sound it makes, obviously.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said do an impression. Yeah, it is.
Like the
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Basically, he captained the boat. up and down the East Coast. One summer, his uncle basically gave him a boat and said, "Hey, have at it.
Wow.
You love it. You want to do it."
Yeah.
So he captains his own boat.
Wow.
All the way up the East Coast to New England, and he sails around for like 2 years,
Wow.
just kind of exploring. Who knows what the hell was going on?
so
with
not
him.
picking up passengers, just it's his boat.
It doesn't
and
really
he's just-
say. That's what's
Wow.
weird, because all the records stop about him until he returns to Jacksonville 2 years later.
Well, he probably had to stop at a steam station, get some more steam.
Yeah.
Get some more steam, fill up,
Yeah.
and those are expensive.
God, for real.
So when he comes back to Jacksonville, he's working full time as a steamboat captain on the St. Johns River, and he really made a name for himself. Mm-hmm. He was really likable, really outgoing, and so people would say that he was a tough guy.
Oh,
Like people wouldn't mess with him,
Okay.
but you kind of wanted to be his friend. He was just one of those characters where, he'd probably box you in a
okay.
heartbeat.
Yeah, definitely.
But also-
Fisticuffs.
right.
Want to be feared, not liked.
You know, if anybody has ever said they're a steamboat, I wouldn't mess with that guy.
No, not at all. I just assume you can fight.
Naturally,
If you
yeah,
captain
you
a
have
steamboat?
to. If you can fight steam, you can fight a person.
That's right. And Josh has always said that.
I've always said that.
Now, what's fascinating is in January of 1888, there was a massive prison break in Jacksonville.
Oh, I
Oh,
bet they clogged the toilets.
That's it. How do we know it was
That's
coming?
exactly
This is
what
where my
happened.
story was from, Jacksonville.
There it is, 1888. So hundreds of prisoners escaped, and most of them were violent offenders.
Okay.
So the county officials knew that they needed to do something. So, like with most tragedies, they fire the sheriff. So this goes
Okay,
wrong.
yeah.
Wow.
Somebody's got to take the blame for it. So
Yes.
they fire the sheriff.
The law. Let's fire the law.
Exactly. You are to blame for this.
Okay.
But that left a position to be filled.
Wait, the sheriff built the jail that they broke out of?
Exactly. That's,
Okay.
that's their
He was
line
in
of
charge.
thinking. Right.
Okay.
He's in charge. You're out of here. But that left the position to be filled. So they decided to think outside of the box. And the county officials nominated everybody's favorite riverboat captain.
Oh, God.
Okay.
We need a sheriff. Is there anybody driving steamboats anywhere?
Yeah.
You know, he had to go by while they were thinking about it, and then they were
Yeah.
like, oh, that guy.
He looks tough.
Yeah. 'cause
Oh,
he's
that just reminds me. Popeye, the bad guy in Popeye, didn't he drive a steamboat?
I thought Popeye.
I think Popeye.
Popeye drove a tugboat?
Maybe that's what it was.
I just know
Did
he ate
Popeye?
spinach.
Yeah.
Well, either way, on February 27th of that same year, they voted unanimously, making Napoleon Broward the new sheriff in town.
Wow.
Okay. Did he have a say in this?
There's a new sheriff in town, boys.
His name is Napoleon
he goes to
Bonaparte
vote,
Broward.
and he's like, this is my name on the ballot.
I'm just trying to pilot my boat. That's what he said. So Napoleon Bonaparte Broward, he hits the ground running with this new job.
Oh, yeah.
He had heard tons of rumors of like underground operations while he was a captain.
Oh, wow.
So he immediately starts ratting folks out.
What?
Shutting down some black market stuff, making
Okay,
enemies.
okay.
The right way.
Yes. the law.
with-
He's
Within a-
shutting down other steamboats.
Law don't go around here, law dog.
Yeah, exactly. So within a month of becoming sheriff, Napoleon busted mafia-backed gambling operations in Jacksonville.
Oh, my
He clears the town
goodness.
of like illegal gambling.
We know some mob stories from Florida.
Yeah.
Well, which is kind of funny. I thought about this. I almost feel like they nominated him to kind of be like a poster boy sheriff. Like, don't really do anything. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Like Tombstone, the one dressed up guy.
law don't go around here, law dog.
Uh-huh.
And then he comes in and wipes the place.
Yeah. And they're like, what are you doing?
Exactly. So this gains him like statewide notoriety.
Nice.
Everybody starts loving this steamboat captain turned sheriff up in
Yeah.
Jacksonville.
Which is such a, I mean, now that you say it, I'm like, okay, that's a natural fit.
A tough guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Steamboat, sheriff, they both start with S's.
Perfect parallel.
That's a perfect fit, actually. So back in this time, the Democratic Party in North Florida, there were two groups in the party.
Wayne, you know I don't like politics.
I know,
Or parties.
but it's a part of it. One group was called the Antis, and the other group was
Spell
called Antis.
Okay.
And the-
Antis.
the
Whatever
other-
you're for, I'm anti.
That's it, the Antis. Yeah, we don't want nothing to do with that. And the other group was called the Straight Outs,
Wow.
which
these
that's
are
a
some-
really cool name.
Yeah.
That's a good band name.
Yeah.
The
Straight outs.
So the Antis were conservative and very pro-business, and the Straight Outs were basically like farmers, everyday people.
Okay.
So Napoleon sees that the Straight Outs lack proper leadership. And so as the sheriff, he kind of gets involved politically, I guess. So he jumps on board to give them direction. And within one election cycle, the Straight Outs sweep 85% of the seats in Northern Florida.
Wow. I like this story.
So he goes from steamboat captain to sheriff to like political party leader, all within the course of like 2 years.
we have a guesstimation on his age.
At this point in time, no.
Because if he's under 50, I'm like, you know me.
He's getting jealous again.
Yep.
Don't like him.
Don't like him.
So around this time in history, Cuban insurgents began fighting for independence from Spain.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Napoleon Broward was approached by a prominent member of Jacksonville's Cuban community who knew that Napoleon was a famous steamboat captain.
Okay.
And he also knew that he knew the waterways around Florida.
Yeah.
So
Sounds qualified.
This guy's reputation, really.
Right. So he says to him, would you be interested in delivering a shipment of weapons down to the Cuban rebels? And Napoleon goes, yeah.
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 I don't have anything else going on.
Sounds like a
I'm
blast.
I don't have 3 other jobs.
That whole sheriff thing, don't worry about
Yeah.
it. We're good.
The straight outs, I got them all. They're voting.
They're
now.
good to go.
They know where to vote.
Straight
that was
out
the
they do.
problem. They didn't know where to vote.
Yeah. So that is how Napoleon Bonaparte Broward added gunrunner to his resume.
Gunrunner. Like it.
Nice.
He began taking overnight shipments of weapons on his steamboat to help the Cuban rebels. And when that wasn't enough, he began shipping fighters, actual people, down to Cuba
Okay.
to help the
Insurgents?
Cuban rebels. Yeah, exactly. So he's smuggling guns and humans, all while being a sheriff.
Okay.
I mean, he likes to stay busy.
Yeah, he
That's
does.
for sure.
Really, for real.
While
Hobbies.
while this is happening, the state party comes to him and says, "Look, we want you to run for a state house seat."
Okay.
He wins with 0 opposition, and I don't know what it was about that position, but it made him like super ready.
Yeah.
He wanted more power, so he says immediately, "Hey, I'm running for governor."
Times have changed.
Oh,
you know?
governor now?
I'm running for governor now.
Yeah, times have changed now. If a politician gets a little power, he just stays humble and
Yeah.
That's it.
super humble.
Doesn't
gives it
move
back
on.
to the people.
Works
Yeah.
for the people. This is what Napoleon actually did. He wants to run for governor. He says for the people. Very populist kind of campaign.
heard that before.
Yeah.
Right.
We
So-
know somebody that stole that.
Pretty much everyone in the state said you have no chance of actually winning.
Oh, they don't know this guy?
Yeah, you're right. Exactly. Don't do it. So Napoleon, his response was, "I don't intend to go after the cities because their newspapers are already against me.
Wow.
But I will go to every village from Miami to Pensacola, and I'm going to talk to farmers and the crackers and show them that their money is better spent on improving their lives and not spent on taxes."
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I vote
Hey, man,
for him.
I'd vote for him.
Yeah.
He knew that the media's not on his side,
No.
so avoid it
Let's go.
or buy it.
So, man of the people, and it worked because on January 3rd, 1905, Napoleon Bonaparte Broward became the 19th governor of Florida.
How did we not know this?
I mean, I don't know a lot of things, so
That's
I'm not
true.
surprised I didn't
Yeah.
know this.
He had a very ambitious agenda.
Yeah.
He wanted to completely drain the Everglades and turn it into farmland.
Oh my
Here we go
gosh.
again.
Here we go again.
Wow. Who
Not
was
the
his
first
best friend
person.
at the
I don't
time?
remember.
It was the air conditioner
Mosquito
guy.
guy.
Oh, it was the air conditioner guy. Yeah. So he was ridiculously successful
Oh,
in
gosh.
draining a huge portion of the
What?
Everglades and making canals. He got President Roosevelt on board, which helped secure funding for the project.
Unreal.
And while he wasn't successful in turning it into farmland, he
Yeah.
did make it possible for millions of people to move to the Everglades and live there.
Goodness.
So he did more than dig up
Skunk
the
Ape
Everglades.
Dave.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
joke.
That's
Thank
probably
you.
that area.
I think he created the natural habitat for the skunk ape.
Yeah, he did.
Drained a
It
little
all
bit
co-
of the Everglades.
It all comes together.
We like to go full circle
Yeah,
on
we
this
do.
Case
podcast.
closed.
Yeah.
Close it up.
So he brought about a fairer system of elections. He cracked down on the corrupt railroad operations. He pushed for
Wait, what?
there at the time
Corrupt railroad.
And we're gonna get to this, but Henry Flagler was involved in a lot of like
Oh,
shady stuff,
Flagler,
like
yeah.
the railroads
Oh,
and like.
okay.
I mean, if you control the rails,
Right, he
You
actually
control the roads.
you
That's
control
exactly,
the roads.
that's exactly
what I've
right.
always said.
That's
Cameron's always said that.
Yeah. Strong saying, too.
Yeah.
He cracks down on that. He pushes for conservation of wildlife and forest, except for the Everglades. To hell with
Well,
that. Just drain
yeah,
them.
that forest. That's
he
garbage.
improves the prison system.
Nice.
okay.
No,
well,
no breakouts under his watch.
No.
He passed a pure food and drug law, and during the infancy of the automobile, he created the state's first road department.
wow.
But his greatest achievements came with education.
Okay.
Because Bonaparte, he was responsible for strengthening public schools, expanding the curriculum, and enforcing uniform textbooks across all
Okay.
counties. He made attendance mandatory, and
There we
he
go.
enforced higher qualifications and salaries for teachers. He created a board that became the foundation for the state's modern university system.
Okay. This
So
was
he didn't
so
really
much-
do anything.
No.
I mean,
Okay, yeah.
So he got lazier?
He got lazier as he went.
Yeah. He couldn't handle a farm. I mean, just think if he would have
Yeah.
just stayed on the farm.
The farm was too much for him.
but he could run the state.
Run the
just
entire
fine.
state, yeah.
So Napoleon Bonaparte Broward, after he left the governor's office, he was elected to the U.S. Senate.
Oh, goodness.
And in 1910, he passed away before he could take office.
Oh.
But 5 years later, a new county was created, and it's now the state's second most populous county, Broward County, bearing the governor's name.
Where is that
Heard
Broward
it.
County located?
Southern Florida.
Wow.
Nowhere near Jacksonville.
Nope. But he took a steamboat from.
Yeah, that's probably where they drained the Everglades.
That's where they saw him driving by. But that is the story of...
That's amazing, honestly. That's
Yeah.
like super tons of stuff that he did.
Too much. Kind of blown
Yeah.
away.
A lot to wrap your head around.
Yeah, yeah.
The 19th governor goes from steamboating
Yep.
to the
Disney-
governor's office.
Well, Disney movie, parents died.
Right.
You can call it case closed right now. A lot of people will just be
He
like,
fought for Cuba.
Yeah. Well, I think at the
Against
time
Spain.
that was probably I think the Spanish were doing some dirty stuff, and so
Spanish hate him.
oh, yeah,
the-
Spanish.
to this day the Spanish hate Broward.
Yeah.
Governor,
Okay.
Governor Broward. They
that
don't-
explains the graffiti tags
Right.
over his
in
monument.
Broward County, there's a bunch of "I hate steamboats"
F steamboats.
spray painted everywhere.
F the steamboat you rode in on.
That's
I think it's the-
I have a T-shirt that says that. So it's been a good week.
Yep.
We learned a lot.
Yeah, I learned.
I feel educated.
I need to be more productive at work.
Nah.
I had
Yeah,
an
you're right.
amazing time winning that quiz.
No,
That-
whoa,
that
whoa,
Josh
whoa,
gave.
whoa, whoa,
I
whoa.
mean, the listener. Let me see the.
The listener that wrote it in.
Yeah, the listener's name was Clark.
Oh yeah,
Clark.
Clark wrote that in.
Clark?
How you been, buddy?
Throwback.
I haven't
Good
heard
hearing
from him
from
for a
you.
while.
Yeah. FMOFM.com
Trashtramps.com.
and FMOFM podcast if you're on social media. We'd love to hear from you. Send
And-
us your stories.
Cameron's Jerky.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you do
Cameron's
want to,
Jerky.
yeah, we're going to look into that URL. We may need to buy it after the show ends. But we love you. It's been a good week.
Been a great week.
We're
Been a
going to
great
let Greg sing us out.
I love CameronsJerky.com.